Well, hello there. You've tuned in just in time for the juiciest local dish around.
Hmm.
The Antigo Police and Langlade County Sheriff's reports have landed, and trust me, we've brewed up something special from these pages.
Yeah, we've sifted through them. Forget the usual humdrum stuff.
Right, we're spotlighting the head scratchers, the giggle inducers, the kind of tales that make you shake your head and whisper.
Yeah, that's Langlade County for you.
Exactly.
Our mission this week.
Well, it's really to unearth those wonderfully strange, uniquely small town moments,
Yep.
the stuff hidden in the official record.
Like what?
Think DMV drama with a side of slobbery kisses, maybe. Lawn decorations involving donuts.
Actual donuts or tire donuts.
We'll get to that. And enough roadside encounters to practically fill a bingo card.
Okay, buckle up then. You're about to get the inside scoop the way only we can serve it up.
Let's dive in.
Okay, so let's get right to it. It seems our furry residents have been keeping things lively.
Oh, yeah. Animals. Definitely. We're talking multiple husky sightings this week. Picture this. The Claremont Street DMV.
Oh, the DMV. Right.
Yeah, a place of paperwork and patience, suddenly playing host to two determined huskies trying to, well, get into cars.
Get into cars. Like carjacking huskies.
Trying to. Anyway, can you even imagine opening your car door to a couple of those fluffy escape artists?
That's wild. And you said multiple sightings?
Yep. This wasn't a one-off. We also had reports of huskies near County Road I and US 45, also in Antigo.
Makes you wonder if there's like a husky convention we missed the memo on.
Or maybe a coordinated effort to explore the county by sled dog power, just, minus the sled.
Could be. Could be. Huskies are escape artists.
And the canine capers didn't stop there, over on 5th Avenue in Antigo.
Okay.
It sounds like 4 dogs decided the ground floor was calling their name and took a dramatic leap from a balcony.
4 dogs off a balcony. Oh, wow. Were they... Okay.
The report says they were wrangled by the owner. Hopefully the landing was softer than the owner's lecture that, surely followed.
About balcony etiquette, maybe.
Exactly, about the dangers of impromptu aerial exits.
It really highlights the sheer variety of calls our local law enforcement handles, doesn't it?
Totally. 1 minute it might be something serious. The next, you're ensuring a quartet of adventurous dogs are safely back indoors.
Part of the job, I guess.
Then we had a bit of a, let's say, prickly situation over at M&J Equipment.
Prickly. Like a plant.
Ah, no. More like teeth. Seems that neighbors' fingers maybe ventured through a fence and encountered some unhappy ones.
Ouch. Someone got bit.
Yep. Broken skin means official reports.
Yeah.
You've got to wonder about the neighborly chat that followed that little incident.
Yeah. Hey, Bob, sorry my dog bit your fingers. You stuck through my fence.
Awkward. Definitely awkward. It's one of those reminders about, boundaries, physical ones.
Good fences make good neighbors, and maybe keep fingers where they belong.
True. Now, switching gears slightly. From canine teeth to stubborn ruminants.
Goats.
You got it. Word on County Road D in Antigo is that a pair of goats were staging repeated escape attempts.
Oh, the escape artists. Again.
Their yard was apparently less appealing than the wider world, much to the neighbors' dismay.
Neighbors complained.
Yep. Promises of reinforced fencing were made. We'll be watching with bated breath to see if those promises are goat-proof.
It's a classic rural tale, isn't it?
Ah.
The allure of the open road.
Yeah.
Even for goats.
It just underscores how even in, quieter areas, the unexpected becomes part of the daily routine.
Always something happening.
All right, let's move from barnyard drama to things with wheels. And speaking of unexpected, how about a car that decided to take an unscheduled swim?
A swim? Where?
Down in the town of Gleason, on County Road CC near County Line Road. A vehicle flipped after hitting some standing water.
Oh, no. Was the driver okay?
Driver was okay, thankfully, but the car required a, quote, swampy extraction.
Swampy extraction. You can almost picture the scene, can't you?
Yeah.
Mud everywhere.
Totally. Those country roads can definitely hold surprises. It's a good reminder, right? Even little puddles can be risky.
For sure. The fact that no one was hurt is definitely the main thing.
And back in Antigo, we had some classic parking lot chronicles.
What happened?
Western and Fifth, a minor fender bender, resulted in the timeless lesson of...
Maybe guess. No insurance.
Bingo! No insurance and following too closely. You almost feel a little bad, but hey, that's why we have rules.
Yep. Rules of the road and the parking lot.
Meanwhile, over at the TJ Maxx on State Road 64,
Another parking lot incident.
yep, someone decided to play bumper cars and then make a swift exit, a hit and run.
Ah, not cool. Any description?
Yeah, keep an eye out for a Ford Ranger with a blue pinstripe and some fresh front-end damage. Let's get some justice for that bumped bumper.
These incidents, while, common, they really highlight the everyday frustrations.
That's right, if you're not insured or paying attention.
Exactly. Stay focused, people, even in a parking lot.
Okay, what else on wheels?
But hold on, because this is where things take a delightfully bizarre turn.
Ooh, bizarre. I like bizarre. We had a report of someone whipping donuts, the tire screeching kind, not the tasty kind.
Aw, shame. Not the tasty cake.
Definitely not. In an empty lot near 6th Avenue and Deleglee Street, a driving habits warning was issued.
Just a warning.
Seems so. Sir or madam, save the Ken Block impressions for, like, absolutely nowhere near a residential area. But wait.
There's more donut news.
There is. Someone decided an empty lot wasn't enough and took their circular enthusiasm to someone's actual lawn overnight.
On their lawn? Yeah.
Yep. And left behind the calling card of a discarded beer can.
Oh, classy. The sheer audacity.
Right. That escalates from just, maybe some dumb driving to outright property damage.
And littering. It's these kinds of incidents that really stick in the local memory,
Yeah.
The lawn donuts.
Totally. And speaking of keeping it local, Superior Street near those Cutlass apartments had its usual bit of superiorness. Meaning a white Nissan taking up more than its fair share of the northbound lane. Just another day, right?
That's about right for Superior sometimes.
And we can't overlook the report from Elko.
Elko.
Remember?
Elko. Got it. What happened there?
A Jeep parked rather oddly by a dumpster, seat reclined. Initially, sparked some concern, Is someone okay?
Yeah, you'd wonder.
Turned out the occupant was just catching some Z's and needed a lift.
Sometimes the most suspicious scenarios have the most, mundane explanations. Just needed a nap.
Exactly. It underscores the importance of local context, maybe? What might seem weird elsewhere could be normal here.
Or at least understandable. It shows the range of things people call in about, too.
We also had an unexpected roadway hazard reported. A big one.
Like what? A tree?
A rock. The size of a small watermelon, they said. About 1.5 feet across, just sitting there.
Where?
In the southbound lane of US 45 near Parkside Lane in Antigo.
Whoa. That could cause some serious damage. Glad someone spotted it.
Huge props to whoever called that in before it caused real trouble.
Definitely.
And out in the town of Wolf River, things got a little soggy.
Soggy, like the swampy extraction.
Kinda. A truck ended up flipped in the ditch off State Road 64 near Fish Hatchery Road.
Oh no. Driver okay?
Driver was fine, good news there. And apparently, the hunting dogs in the truck had a friend coming to the rescue.
A rescue mission for the dogs. That's a true taste of the Northwoods for you.
Isn't it, though? These incidents remind us our local roads can present unexpected challenges. Rocks, water, ditches.
Yep. Natural obstacles, driving conditions, it all plays a part.
Okay, let's shift gears again. Peek into the odd encounters and welfare worries.
This is where the local pulse really comes through, I find. The human side.
Totally agree. Like this one. The ER in Antigo reached out about a patient, hadn't made it home,
Okay.
and had a history of going to the high school looking for a former teacher who has passed away.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Huh.
And concerning, yeah.
It really is. Tugs at the heartstrings, raises real concerns about their well-being.
These welfare checks are just so vital, aren't they, for community care? They often involve people facing vulnerabilities we might not always see.
So true. Which leads to another one, a welfare check at Parkview Manor in Antigo. Someone feeling unwell.
What were the symptoms?
Dizzy, slurred speech, hadn't eaten. It's just a gentle nudge, right? To all of us. Keep an eye on your neighbors.
Absolutely. You never know when a simple check-in can make a huge difference.
And then, on a slightly different note, someone decided to pitch a tent on Langlade Road in Antigo.
Tent. Like camping.
Yep. Right in a no-camping zone. They were informed of the error of their ways and moved along.
Sorry, folks. Langlade Road isn't exactly a 5-star KOA.
Not quite. It showcases the need for knowing local rules, I guess.
And the community noticing things that seem out of place.
Then we had a couple of instances, kind of similar, where folks hadn't been seen since January.
January. That's a while.
Yeah. And their Christmas decorations were still up. First in Elko. Thankfully, that neighbor was just hospitalized.
Okay, so they were located and safe, just elsewhere.
Right. Then, a similar situation reported in Antigo a few days later, also not seen since January. Christmas stuff still out. Turned out they were also hospitalized.
Wow. It's those little details, like the lingering holiday cheer,
Mm.
that really paint a picture and underscore why noticing something off is important.
It's a powerful reminder, isn't it? How subtle signs can indicate someone might need help. Community awareness is key.
Definitely.
We also had a report of some late-night activity at the dog park on State Road 64 in Antigo.
Late night at the dog park, what was going on?
An occupied vehicle raised some eyebrows. It was checked out, and the individual was moved along after a chat with authorities.
Just hanging out, maybe? Still, good they checked.
And how about this for timing? 5:27 a.m. discovery on Edison Street in Antigo. An officer found an open mudroom door on a house.
That'd make your heart jump. Was everything okay?
Luckily, the main house was secure. Still, you can't help but wonder what the story was there. Maybe just forgot to lock it.
Could be. Highlights the vigilance, though, right? Checking doors at that hour.
Yep. And finally, in this category, this one's a bit unusual, a 911 call.
Emergency.
Well, kinda. From State Road 64 in Antigo. A confused gentleman called. He believed he was in a hospital
Okay.
and was requesting room service.
Room service
Yeah.
from 911. Oh, bless him.
It's a poignant reminder, isn't it, of the unexpected calls our emergency responders handle with professionalism and, care.
Absolutely. It illustrates the diverse, sometimes really unusual nature of those calls. Requires empathy, resourcefulness.
For sure. Okay, let's move on to fraud and shenanigans.
Oh, the less charming side of things.
Yeah. It sounds like Amron in Antigo was a bit of a hot spot this week. Multiple reports of fraud.
Like what kind?
Identity theft, tax-related hacking, stuff like that. Folks, this is your cue, right? Double check those accounts. Be extra cautious online.
It's a stark reminder, isn't it?
Yeah.
This cybercrime threat is persistent. You need to stay vigilant, protect your info.
We did have a small win, though, in
Ah.
the lost and found department.
Oh, good. What was found?
A wallet. Misplaced, last seen at Menards. Thankfully recovered.
Hey, a little bit of good news in the mix. Always nice to hear.
It is. But then, back to the scams. A potential one rearing its ugly head. Someone offering a free knee massage
A free knee massage. That sounds specific.
in exchange for personal information.
There's the catch. Red flag should be waving furiously if you do that. Classic scam alert.
Definitely. And then there's this tale of temporary vehicle liberation.
Liberation, you mean theft.
Yeah. A car reported stolen in Antigo, then it briefly reappeared.
Reappeared. Like the thief brought it back.
Unclear, but then it vanished again. The owner has apparently laid down the law with a return by deadline.
Wow. Talk about a dramatic vehicle saga.
Yep.
Giving the thief a deadline. Interesting tactic.
We'll see if it works. It highlights the range, right? Blatant scams, opportunistic thefts.
Underscores the need for skepticism and reporting suspicious stuff.
And even our local subway on State Road 64 in Antigo wasn't immune. A report of fraud or ID theft there, too.
Man, it's everywhere. Keep those cards close, folks.
Seriously. And someone over on Erdman Road, town of Wolf River, discovered an account opened in their name.
Ugh. Another one. Feels like we can't be too careful these days.
It really does. Check those credit reports regularly, people. Be wary of anyone asking for personal details out of the blue.
Good advice. Okay, what's next? Nuisances.
Now, for the delightful realm of noise and nuisances, the everyday soundtrack of small-town life.
Also,
Place.
sometimes delightful, sometimes less
Okay.
so.
We had a citizen in Antigo raising concerns about a neighbor's dogs barking all
A
hours.
classic barking dog complaint. Any proof?
Complete with video evidence, apparently. The never-ending tale of neighborhood noise continues.
Yeah, those quality of life issues.
Yeah,
They're not criminal usually, but they can really impact neighborhood harmony.
totally. And speaking of harmony or lack thereof, over on Door Street in Antigo,
Not Door Street. What now?
it seems some folks need a refresher course on garbage disposal etiquette. Repeated reports of trash left strewn in a yard.
Ugh, just put it in the bin, people. Let's keep it tidy. Respectful coexistence, right?
You'd think. Then, near Castways on Fifth Avenue in Antigo,
Right.
a loud motorcycle decided to announce its presence perhaps a little too enthusiastically, resulting in a noise complaint.
The revving engine serenade. Some appreciate the roar. Others, well,
Yeah.
not so much, especially late at night.
Right. And out in the town of Wolf River, another noise situation. A neighbor was reportedly enjoying an all-day shooting session.
All day, like target practice.
Yeah, at a little shooting range type thing, according to the report. the caller felt a bit uneasy.
Understandable if it's constant or sounds too close.
They were advised on local noise ordinances and, safe shooting practices. It's a delicate balance, isn't it? Enjoying your hobbies and being a good neighbor.
It really is. Balancing individual rights with community well-being. Need clear guidelines, mutual respect.
And finally, in the noise department, the bass was apparently booming a little too loudly.
Where was this?
Northside Apartments in Antigo, leading to a complaint about floor shaking levels.
Oh, man. Hopefully the volume knob found its way to a more neighborly setting after that.
We can hope, again, just considering the impact on folks around you, especially in apartments.
Close quarters living requires a bit more thought.
Okay, ready for the grand finale. Hold on to your hats for our Traffic Stop Tales highlight reel.
All right, let's hear the roadside report. Sounds like it was busy.
Oh, yeah. Our local roads saw some significant activity, like a driver on Superior Street in Antigo doing, wait for it,
How fast?
a breezy 55 in a 25-mile port zone.
Whoa, double the limit. That's asking for trouble.
And to top it off, they had a minor on board with alcohol.
Oh, that's not good. That's a traffic stop with a few extra layers of problems.
You could say that. It really shows how routine stops can uncover more serious stuff.
And why enforcing those basic speed limits is so important for safety.
And the warning brigade was out in full force. Verbal and written warnings flying left and right.
For what mostly? Speeding.
Lots of speeding across Antigo and Langlade County, yep. Plus, reminders for defective brake lamps, registration hiccups, the ever-present no insurance,
Always the insurance.
and even a cracked windshield got a cautionary note. Keep those vehicles road ready, everyone.
Those warnings are important, though, right?
Yeah.
Gives people a chance to fix things before they get a ticket, or worse, have an accident.
True, but not everyone got just a warning. We also had a citation issued in Antigo for the not-so-cleverly named Owl.
Oh, well. Operating while license. Suspended, revoked.
That's the one. And another citation went out for unnecessary acceleration. Vroom vroom.
Unnecessary acceleration, like peeling out.
Maybe. And it came complete with some light reading material, a traffic pamphlet.
Consider it a bonus feature for your next red light stop.
And another stop resulted in a citation for non-registration, which came with a 14-day notice related to ODY.
Oof. Non-reg and potential ODY, that's a combination you definitely want to avoid. Serious consequences there.
Very serious. And the OWL theme continued out in the town of Velas. Another OWL citation. This one with a referral for a second OWL offense within 3 years.
Yikes. Definitely not a trend you want to start. That gets serious fast.
For sure. Then a traffic stop back in Antigo led to the discovery of suspected THC during a probable cause search.
Okay, so drugs involved potentially.
Seems like it. And finally, one more interesting stop involved a registered owner seemingly exceeding their allowed travel parameters.
Travel parameters, what does that mean? Like restrictions on their license?
Could be something like that, yeah. Specific conditions, maybe. It sounds like our local law enforcement was certainly keeping a close eye on things out there.
It really does. These stops highlight the whole range, don't they? Equipment issues, speeding, impaired driving, license issues, drugs.
Yeah.
It's all out there.
Well, there you have it. Another week's worth of local lore, straight from the Antigo Police and Langlade County Sheriff's reports.
It's quite the mix, from mischievous mutts to questionable driving maneuvers.
And the occasional neighborly kerfuffle, yeah. It's clear that life in our little corner of the world is anything but dull.
Never a dull moment, that's for sure. So, what's the takeaway? The moral of the week.
I think the moral of the week is pretty straightforward this time.
Lay it on us.
Whether it's ensuring your furry friends are, securely contained.
Looking at you, husky and goat owners.
Right. Or keeping your vehicle up to snuff insurance, working lights, maybe an intact windshield.
And maybe, just maybe, reconsidering those late-night lawn donuts.
Exactly. A little thoughtfulness just goes a long way in maintaining the peace and, well, the good humor of our community.
Well said. Keep it neighborly.
So, got any first-hand accounts of husky shenanigans? Ever been a witness to some midnight landscaping via tire tracks?
Or maybe you found that lost wallet at Menards.
Head over to our community forum. A link's waiting for you in the show notes, and spill the local tea. We want to hear it.
Yeah, join the conversation. We'll be back next week with another deep dive into the Langlade County scene.
Until then, keep it neighborly, folks.